back one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and however, and definitely hope the same for you. If this is your first time stopping, welcome to our growing extended beautiful family. Just thank you so much for support. Y'all know y'all be sending it to me right when it's needed, just like that was truly needed on your end as well as mine. So thank you all for that, and I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings. Love and light and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, I don't know what I just said, hit that notification button at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Y'all, this daggone third eye pimple and pain is really killing me. Um, if you have if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gifts, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are informative, give you good vibes, inspiration, or uplift that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath they're going through trying times at the moment and just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The channel, oh gosh, the channel I'm using today is called Mantra Collective, and the music I'm listening to in the back, as soon as I put it on, it's like I got chills straight from top of my head, my crown chakra, and went straight through my arms, and it was like all my hair started standing up. It is 432 hertz meditation music, positive energy, emotional detox, destroy negativity, cell purification, and I'll post that link in the description box below. And my video is about today is no matter Twin Flame 101 Heyokas, no matter how unclear your ending chapters look look your biggest triggers become your greatest power. It is so true. And it's just like lately I've been going through so many different changes. You know, I can be okay one minute and be just like a ticking time bomb the next, because I know we're all going through different things to where we feel like it's not like you're going back, but you have to understand as well you're healing on many layers where you feel like you're complete in different things of your part of your life that you have been holding on to, because a lot of times we are wounded warriors at times. We have gone through different traumas, whoever afflicted them, whether it's somebody else or we inflicted on ourselves, because a lot of times we have held on to so many different things we don't realize we can be our own trigger as well, because you're not allowing yourself to part ways with what is taking place, because it's really hard at times, um, being able to have somebody that you can truly trust, just to be able to release everything you've gone through. It can be hard, but it's just like at that point, it's a good thing if you have somebody that you can talk to about it. I talk to my universe, talk to the universe about it a lot. My guides as well as my archangels. I call on them a lot, or even my family. My mom that has passed away, as well as my dad. We're constantly talking every day. And he says things, and I'm like, "Oh, Daddy, stop!" Or I'll say something to him, or I'll feel him getting emotional and stuff like that. But it'll be seeming like the world is against you at times, because we have held on to so many things for so long, and it's just not from this life, but it's from our prior lives. There's a lot of things that may come up because you're merging with your past lives that has taken place. There may be phobias you never had before, but as soon as this transformation got caught in, next thing you know, you start having flashbacks. You probably have a flashback of how you transitioned to be reincarnate, or different things that you may have feared, or having different cravings that you have now that you didn't have before. Sleeping habits have gotten different. You sleep a lot more than you usually do. It even the connections with you and other people, you have to allow yourself to, even though when you connect, you have to also, especially if it's something negative, you have to be able to allow yourself to cut cords with that as well. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of cutting cords lately, from things that I didn't even know that was still, it was coming up from the surface, because there are so many different things I've endured and so many things I suppressed, and I had to be able to shake it off, because there was a lot of times I didn't have anybody to go to really, express my emotions, you know. And it's just like a lot of days now. It's just like the power of my gift gets stronger, and the more people I connect with, I have to end up taking more breaks than I usually do, and I hate doing that. But it's just like I have to do that. I'm going through instant transformation. It's like the more I meditate, the more I'm getting in touch with my prior lives that I've had, which is really crazy because it's like lately when I meditate, I will hear and see different images, especially when it came for me being part of connections with the pharaohs back in the day. I connect with Basset a lot. I didn't know what the heck a Basset was, and I started looking, and then one of my connects, they told me all them. So it's just like so many different things are coming up that I did not really remember. All I know is that when those came up, I start seeing different places I've been. I've even connected with people that are from Egypt, and I was telling them different things we've connected with it. It might have jogged their memory of when we connected, and it's like we have all been in connection before. We're all just meeting on a different um, like a different part of our lives. It's like when we connect, when I notice a lot of people when they connect to me, I'm like, tag, I know them from somewhere, or they sound so familiar, or their face seems familiar. And it is because we connected and are going through things that may seem unclear. You're still trying to date it, Denise, aka Vanity. Um, Denise Matthews. It's just like a lot of times. Um, and then you realize, like, before I put two and two together, from a long time ago, I started going back on pictures that I do different poses like she did. I did like different mannerisms. I'm like, what the heck is this? And I didn't really know it. It was like freaking me out. So it's just so many different things I'm starting to. It's like a petal. It's like a flower. You're just peeling back layers, or even an onion. Because there's sometimes onions can smell good, but they can be kind of stinky at the same time, and they can make you cry. Just depends on who the individual is. Me, I love to smell onions, but it's like at times you start to cut it. Next thing you know, you start tearing up if you're not used to using them. But there's a lot of things that I've been trying to shake myself from. Because like I tell y'all, I keep it real with y'all. There's a lot of things that I've went through, really went through. I don't try to bring those up anymore about things that has taken place in my life. I always tell people, if you want to know why I started my journey, the things that has taken place in my life, I always tell them, you really want to know that, just go through the back of my channel. I got so many videos, and the ones that you feel like you're drawn to, you'll understand why I do the things that I do. It's hard because a lot of times, when people find out who I am, I've had very interesting reactions. Some people are like, Roslynn, now I understand why, certain things pop up in your videos, or I see certain things, or I try to understand. Or there are certain people, after they find out who I'm related to and why I did it, all of a sudden goes to radio silence. So a lot of times it made me feel like I was in a world of my own. Finding myself and understanding myself was not easy for me to do. There's a lot of times I was hard on myself, and I had to tell myself, look at all the things that you're going through. Look at all the things that you're facing, and you're facing them with a clear mind, even though it may not be a clear mind because you're still going to go through confusion. But dealing with the things you deal with is, it's a blessing in many ways, because you could have really went to a bad turn. You could have went through a very bad direction, but you choose not to. And there's times I get mad, and I say I want to just give up on certain things, because it's like when you've gone through so many different things, and you're trying to make those positive choices for your life, and you get on your own nerves. I'll be getting ready to cuss myself out. I'm like, girl, if you don't sit down and shut up somewhere, and just snap out of it. And it's a lot of times it's hard for you to do that because you're being wounded. So it's just like so many different meditations I've been using lately. I usually do them, when I'm doing my videos, but now I'm doing them a lot often, because it's like I need that peace in my heart. I need that peace in my mind. I could be having a positive day, and next thing a memory will come back from, a past relationship with, a partner, or it could have been with, my mom's ex-husband and his family, you know. And I said, I need to have that peace in my heart. I don't want to stay focused on those things anymore. That's hold me back from where I need to be. These things has brought me to my path of spirituality. It's brought me to my purpose. And that's what I want to be at. I've had hard times. I've endured a lot. that, I won't wish on my worst enemy. But those were the triggers that had to take place in my life for me to understand these people or those situations have no power over you. They don't have that control over your life unless you allow it to, and yeah, I had, when I allowed myself to see that and being able to see everything I was going through all at one time, I had to really allow myself to really step back and see everything from all directions. And I had to be able to tell myself, not being arrogant or conceited or feeling like I'm better than anybody else, but just being able to know, like, dang, you are really strong, because when you're doing videos, you're allowing people to know what happened in your life, and that's not a lot of people want to do that, because when you're being vocal about the things you're going through, especially if, your family is part of the public eye, different things is going on, you're opening yourself up to judgment in your life with, because, people are placing opinions on you, but what you have endured or not. But then it was just like I had to allow myself, okay, this is what brought me on my path, but this is what I need to go focus on my future. I don't have to keep focusing on what has taken place to get me here, but focus on where I'm trying to go. Allow myself to be strengthened from those things, because those were my biggest triggers. You know, going through these changes, and I had to allow myself to know not everything that you're going to go through is going to get closure. Not everything that you will endure is you're going to get an apology from that or explanation. This is that's not what you're here for, because it's like those things with people like that, they're not going to explain. They're not going to apologize because they weren't sorry for it. They're still trying to do it. But you have to be able to have peace in your heart. And it was like when I did my hypnosis, and I've heard that so many times before, when they tell you, when you're holding anger in your heart and your mind from something somebody did to you, a lot of times it feels like you're, saying it was okay for those people to do that, or you're feeling like you owe an apology. But it's just like when you're doing that, the only person you're hurting is yourself. Because people, they do this every day. A person with a conscience be like, I can never do that to a person. And it's like we have to understand that everybody has the same mindset and heart that we do, or the conscious. People can do so many trite things and go to bed and have a good night's sleep and not even think twice about it, which is very sad. But you have to understand that's their character. Those are the things they're showing you. That's their truth. You have to be able to say, oh, damn, you done showed me your truth, and I appreciate you showing me your truth, but allow me to separate myself from that. So it was me doing a hypnosis about just forgiving myself from holding on to that, allowing myself to go back to that time where I was really triggered, and then I go back and really think that, around the time when I started having these nightmares, well, I've had them most of my life until I got, I went to a therapist, but then it took me back to that point where I knew, I was hugging myself. I was talking to myself. And this was when I was 5 years old. I was seeing myself from now, you know, and going back and apologizing to myself. And when I say I released so much sadness, so much pain, it felt like my heart was being chiseled, but that was actually opening my heart for love and forgiveness, for the things that has taken place in my life, for what my mom's ex-husband and his wife done for me. You know, there's times I felt like my mom, she really held guilt. Even my biological mom, I know she holds a lot of sadness in, because when my father passed away, she probably felt somewhat guilty of things that's taken place. And, I know there's things been said to from my mom's ex-husband or family to do that just to manipulate. But, I'm just like, I had to see her, and it broke my heart to see her. It broke my heart to see my dad, you know. And for me to be able to say, I forgive you, I'm sorry. I never, you know, um, never wanted to, I never had any anger towards my mom, my biological mom, or my dad, or my adopted mom. It wasn't with them. It was with, my mom's ex-husband and his wife and her kids. But then I also allow myself to go back to that point again when it came to them, and just say, I accept your apology, and I say, I hope you accept mine. And when I did that, it just felt like about tons and tons of weight lifted off my heart, and I just started bawling because I've never felt that feeling before, and I didn't realize how heavy this situation's been placed on my heart. I was really trying to allow myself to seek peace with that, but in a way, I felt like I was healed from that, but I cut the cords from it, but I was still holding that sadness and pain there. And that's just like, you're drinking poison and you're watching to see if that other person is going to die from that poison you were drinking. And the only person you're hurting is yourself. It's like you're victimizing yourself. You're abusing yourself because you're allowing yourself to go through those repetitive patterns that has took place in your life to where that was your purpose on healing. That was your purpose on understanding these things are being placed on you, but this is not defining you. You know, you're if when you're still holding on to those things, you're doing exactly what your abusers is doing to you. And because they were still holding on to things for what they have endured, they're blaming you for something. They're inflicting something on you that that you had no control over. And those are the things I really had to make peace with, and I had to understand. And then when I went into my emotions, I felt better. I felt better. It felt like my mind was more at ease because there could be times I'm sitting up here being positive and positive, how. Next, a memory will come up and I'm just like, dude, I forgot all about this, but why are you bringing it up? But these are the things we don't realize that we suppressed. And a lot of times we don't understand that we are that one that stands in the way of everything that could really transpire in our lives to be better. Because if you're not, even though you may be, your main focus is where you're trying to be, where you're trying to, get your life up off the ground, but then you still allowing that repeat of those painful incidents as taking place, that became end up consuming you for, and that's what stopped the wheel from turning for you to have that world card. If you do um, tarot cards, it always shows you the world card when things are supposed to change to take place, but those things can't take place until you allow yourself to really forgive. You can say you forgive every day, but it's just like if that person that initiated this stuff on you, you were to see him face to face, would you allow yourself to still say, you don't have power over me, even though you did this to me? And I know, the only way they can probably do is a sorry is because either they got caught up or they got caught up in lies or whatever, or the light was shined on the things that they did. That's and that still is not genuine because they were doing this to save face for them. And a lot of times we have to allow ourselves, even though these people have inflicted this kind of pain on us, it wasn't personal. It's like something that they felt like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make this person pay for this. I still don't, I know, but I don't know. And I really don't care to better. You have to allow yourself to just close that door on that. Don't look for closure. Allow yourself to close that door. Allow that to being able to appreciate that, because it's like if I allow myself to change the perspective on what is taking place in my life, these things had to happen. If I knew I was going to help others to understand their spirituality, knowing themselves on a deeper sense of self, because a lot of times we're walking blind and we don't know. Somebody will come up, I'm like, do you know who you are? And some people think that I'm trying to be smart. I'm like, no. Do you really know who you are? Because a lot of times, shoot, I didn't know who I was. I thought I knew, I'm me, but then we had went through that spiritual or empathy of amnesia, and you had to go through something to get triggered for you to understand what your purpose was here for. And you have been that example, and you have gone through tougher than tough things. Things came at you from all different directions. When you felt like you were at peace, that something came sneaking up on you and bopped you, with 10 other different things. But these are the things that your worst triggers. They make you feel like it's a nightmare that you can't wake up from. But we don't realize after all that smoke and smoke and mirrors settle, those biggest triggers end up being your brightest power, your superpower. Because after all these things have done, and you have went through the belly of the beast of going through pain, you know any kind of trauma that you have received, it's like anybody else would come to you after that They couldn't be able to shake you when it comes to their words or their actions. And it's like I noticed things have changed. Like certain things will, be said to me, and I'm just like, I don't even react to it. I just act like I didn't hear it, or just say I'm not even going to respond to that. I got better things to do. And I had to really allow myself to do that because other times I'm like, girl, do you know what he just said? Or you know what he just said? And da da da. For what? People are showing you their truth. They may not have that. They're living through their ego. They're wanting validation through their ego. Their ego is starving. They want you to be able to give that attention. You have to be able to cut that power off. That was the reason why you had to go through that, because we have been at that point from time to time. We may have needed our ego filled, or we needed that attention, or we felt like we needed an explanation for why people did that. You may have an explanation for why you might have unleashed some stuff on folks, but not everybody's going to be like you. Not everybody's going to give a reply, because a lot of times, hell, they ain't even going to admit that they did anything. They ain't going to think they did anything, you know, but it is what it is. And I had to really allow myself to know, damn, back yourself up. Really look, are these people you gonna? I mean, you got people that is holding a place in your heart that you don't, parted ways with. You ain't even gonna eat at the same table with them, but you still allowing those people to occupy your space, your energy. And neither them or your energy is not even worth all that. You need to allow yourself to use that main energy and allow yourself to know the best revenge you can do with people that hurt you, to try to block you, distract you, is keep moving, keep bettering everything that you're doing. Be better than what you was a second ago. Be better what you was last year or last week, last month. Keep going focused on your grind. Keep getting focused on pushing out love and light and positivity, because the world needs that. There's too much crazy stuff going around now. That's the reason why we had the lockdown and quarantine, because they really needed you to heal. They really needed you to get focused on the things that you ignore, things that you need to face in your life that may be holding you back from being the best version of your life. A lot of people are comfortable with just being. That's not your duty. We try to help with the answers for them on the homework that they need to be doing for themselves, because they ain't gonna win that way. You know what you're going to do. You know what you have to let go of. And a lot of times, I used to get angry when people walked out of my life. But then I had to allow myself to know, what, they were there for that season. They gave you the value of knowledge that they needed to get from you, and vice versa. Not everybody in your life is meant to stay, but you have to appreciate what they brought to the table when it came to you. Is something kind of value, some kind of value that you needed towards your life. That's why I said I never regret anything that I went through. The only thing I said I regret is not the fact of being able to connect with my dad and stop what is taking place. But then I had to also understand everything happened for a reason. And I can't, I can't sit up here and be questioning God and universe on things that happen. Yeah, my heart broke when I know somebody did that to him. But it is just like, look at all the people you have been helping just because of the situation you went through, the things you have endured, the things that you're pushing out towards other people. Yeah, I'm gonna get negative comments here or there. I'm gonna have people trying to test me and discredit me, but that's gonna make me go harder, because I feel like that was an emotional trigger for them. That you done tapped into somebody else's insecurities, then they're bothered by your truth. That's not gonna stop me from going. That's just gonna make me go harder and let me know obviously my truth is bothering you, and that's more of a personal problem than my problem. There's people out there. I focus on the ones that appreciate the messages I send out, people that appreciate the things that my experiences done help them clear up answers on their experiences. What we go through is not easy. It's not no walk in the park. You're not over here sit up here skipping tiptoe through the tulips and smelling daggone roses and sunflowers. You're not doing that. It's like you walking outside and you're basically stepping on glass. You're stepping on these sharp rocks. You're doing that, but you had to still keep moving, even though it may be a pain for you. This is the same thing that you had to be mind over matter, because what you don't mind, it won't matter. So you have to be able to allow yourself to really understand everything that's taking place. Nobody can fill your shoes for what you're doing but you. Even if people try to mimic you, they can't be you, because it is not going to always have the same kind of hit. Whatever you're trying to go towards, it ain't going to have the same kind of hit. There's people out there that you know that envy you. that hate you at the same time because they wish they had that kind of strength with you. And they also can, but it takes change, acknowledging what they've done, acknowledging the the things they pushed out towards others as well as themselves, going through change and sacrifice, and people just want something handed to them, and that's not how it works. It's not. You have to go through things. You have to learn to go through things. There's a lot of things that you're going through. But then when you allow yourself, I have to tell myself this all the time, allow yourself, instead of looking at it in such a negative way, allow yourself to see the positive uh, outcome from a negative circumstance. You know, yeah, I don't know how my life is right now. I'm just focusing on today. I can't stress about the future. It's not here yet. I can't focus on the past because it doesn't exist no more. I can just use my past as that weight that I'm lifting to become stronger, to be able to understand, you've endured a lot. So it's just like when all this stuff clears and you're allowing yourself to completely release, there ain't nothing nobody can say or do to push you out your way. You can appreciate them showing you what they can, what they can contribute to. Either they contribute to a lot of narcissistic negativity, or they can be a blessing of positivity. It's just either or. But it's like everything that you're enduring right now, it's hard. There's many times that you feel like, no matter how much positivity you push out to the world, it just seems like the evildoers got more blessings than the ones that's actually being honest about what they're trying to push forward. But don't worry. Do not worry. Nothing that you're going through is not in vain. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow. It's going to happen for you. But you have to be determined. You can't allow what others' opinions, others' people thoughts, or what do they got to say about what you're going through. They didn't give them a universe didn't give them a pamphlet to your vision. You have to keep going because you may not understand their journey, just like they may not understand yours, but it wasn't there for them to understand. If it was meant for them to understand, trust it will understand. If not, you have to keep moving. Not everybody's going to understand what you're doing. Everybody's not going to see the views of life of what you're trying to do. But you have to still allow yourself to step out on faith. I have to tell myself that don't worry about what people say. They're going to have something to say anyway, but it's how you see yourself. If you see something in you that you want to change, and it's for yours, not for seeking validation, not for trying to please other people, because half of the people that feel like you need to be pleasing them, hell, they can't even please themselves because they're unsatisfied. So you can't fill that void for them. They have to be able to allow themselves to go through their voyage of life lessons and soul lessons is just as bad as you do. But allow yourself to see the things clearly, being able to step back and see the bigger picture of things that you're being guided to do that may seem hard. This is something for your better well-being. There's a lot of times, shoot, most of the times, universe will sit up here and push us out our comfort zone for us to be doing better. They're not going to place you and push you to a different direction or ask you to sacrifice something if they're not going to replace it with something a lot better than what you got right now. So allow yourself to be guided towards the unknown. Allow yourself to be in faith. Allow yourself to become stronger. Get the knowledge. Get whatever they're trying to, push out to you. Allow yourself to soak that up because it's going to be needed towards anything that you allow yourself to touch on to. But I hope you were able to uh, resonate with the content of this video. Y'all, we have had over 200 subscribers within the last 2 weeks. That is a blessing. There's so many people that are connecting with me, and I'm so blessed to have y'all in my life. I tell y'all thank you all the time. I appreciate it. It's a good feeling to know that you're not going through these things alone. There's a lot of people that are out there. We're stretched out in many different places. A lot of times we're like, Dad, I really feel her. I love her, because I need that in my life. And, I need somebody like-minded like that in my life. Why we always got to be spread out around the world, because there's a lot of things that we're going to be doing in the world. And they need us on every daggone crack and crevices of every city, every town, every village, So, yeah, we're all spread out. So you just keep on doing your diligency, or, being that better person. Allow yourself to be that, the example for people else to take notes and learn from. You're doing big things, and you do even better things somewhere down the road as well. So I would love to give a post notification shout out to Rosie the Riveter, Riveter, I think their last name, I apologize. Renee Hernandez, S Main, as well as Ali Barak, Bar, wait, wait a minute, Barakat. Barakat. I hope I pronounced that right. And Shy Girl, Wild Heart, much love to you as well. If this is your first time, welcome. So glad to have you. Drop a line. I would love to give you a post notification shout out. Tell somebody about the channel. Give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Um, Know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And know there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And know that everything that you are manifesting, I hope it comes 100,000 times more than what you asked for or expected, or it comes way sooner than you expected. And make sure, even through social distancing, give out love, light, positivity, words, vibes, and frequencies. You never know how much that can really take somebody a long way. And, make sure y'all washing your hands a lot. Don't go out unless you have to. And keep being blessed and keep being safe. I'll see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild. Oh yeah, if you want to get in touch with me privately, don't feel comfortable here. If you have Facebook Messenger, you can give me a short message. Let me know you connect with me here, and I'll try my best to help you out on your spiritual path, and being help hopefully be able to give you a deeper understanding of what is taking place in your life. And if I can, I'll give you all the information to get you to understand all the things that's going on in your life. And stay blessed and stay safe. Better days are coming for you. Much love to you. Peace. Be well.